Welcome everyone. This video is about question 36 of ICAP question bank. We will solve this question in accordance with latest tax law for tax year 2023. Please read the question carefully. You can pause video to read it. Please note that the taxpayer in this question is an individual. Mr. Akbar. After reading first line of question, you can infer that the individual is resident person. Basic pay scales have been mentioned. A basic pay scale has 3 figures. These figures define the amount of monthly basic pay of an employee. First figure is the minimum amount from where basic pay starts. Here it is rupees 150,000. This figure is known as minimum time scale. It is abbreviated as MTS. Second figure is the annual increment. In simple words, the monthly basic salary will increase after every year with this amount. Here this amount is rupees 10,000. Third figure is the maximum limit of a basic pay scale. An employee's basic salary cannot be more than this maximum amount. Have a look at requirement of question. You are required to compute 2 items: taxable income and tax liability. Your answer format will look like this. Fill in some basic information like name, type of person, residential status, and tax year. Make your first working on a separate page. For each head of income, you must create a separate working on a separate page. Please note that monthly emoluments have been provided in this question. This means that monthly figures will be multiplied by number of months to calculate taxable salary figures for the tax year. He started his job on 1st August. Then he left the job in Pakistan on April 30th. It means that he has worked for 9 months for this employer. First information is about basic salary. This is fully taxable. Mention it in your working. Multiply monthly figure with 9 to get taxable basic salary. Rupees 1,440,000 is fully taxable. Next information is about traveling allowance. Usually traveling allowance is given to meet expenses during traveling for official purposes. Recall notes slide. Such allowances are exempt from tax. But there is a clarification, which says that if such allowance is given in monthly salary on fixed basis, then such regularly paid allowances will not be exempt. Therefore, traveling allowance of 12,000 per month will be taxable. Mention it in your working. Next information is about medical allowance of rupees 18,000. Recall notes slide. Medical allowance is exempt up to 10% of basic salary. Mention it in your working. Rupees 18,000 will be included in taxable salary income. Next information is about house rent allowance and rent-free accommodation. Mr. Akbar was offered to choose one out of these 2. He opted for accommodation. Recall notes slide. Accommodation is valued by comparing 2 figures. First is the amount which would have been paid if accommodation was not provided. Here this amount will be the house rent allowance of rupees 50,000 per month. Second amount will be computed at 45% of MTS or basic salary. Please note that if both MTS and basic salary is given in question, then MTS will be used. The higher of these 2 will treat it as taxable salary income. Let's calculate these amounts in working. 45% of MTS comes to rupees 607,500. It will be computed for 9 months. Then compute amount which would have been paid if accommodation was not provided. This amount comes to rupees 450,000. The higher amount is rupees 607,500, which will be included in taxable salary income. Next information is about free utilities. Maximum utilities allowed in a month is up to rupees 10,000. Mr. Akbar usually uses up to rupees 15,000 in a month. Since limit is rupees 10,000, therefore taxable salary income will include rupees 10,000. The excess amount of rupees 5,000 per month is personal expense of Mr. Akbar, which will have no impact on our solution. Mention it in your working. Rupees 90,000 will be included in taxable salary income. Next information is about conveyance facility for official and private use. It is a leased vehicle which had a fair market value of Rs 1.5 million at inception of lease. Total sum payable over lease term is of no use and Rs 2 million will have no impact on our solution. Recall notes slide. 5% of fair market value at commencement of lease will be included in salary income. Mention it in your working. Don't forget to use the 9/12 factor, because Mr. Akbar has worked for 9 months for this employer. Next information is about amount of loan waived off by employer. Recall notes slide. If an obligation of employee is waived by employer, then the amount waived will be taxable. Mention it in your working. Rs 100,000 will be included in taxable salary income. Next information is about reimbursement of children education expenses. This is a personal expense, which has been reimbursed by employer. Recall notes slide. Cash reimbursement of personal expenses is included in definition of salary income. Mention it in your working. Rs 46,000 will be included as taxable salary income. Next information is about withholding tax deducted from salary. Please note this point. We will use it later. Next information is about a new job in UAE. His salary at new job is 12,000 Arab Emirates dirham. 1 month salary falls in this tax year. Conversion rate is also given as Rs 40 per AED. Recall notes slide. Section 51, subsection 2 says that if a citizen of Pakistan leaves Pakistan and remains abroad during the tax year, then salary earned outside Pakistan will be exempt from tax. Mention it in your working. Nothing will be included in taxable salary income as this salary is exempt from tax. This working is complete now. Make its total. Total taxable salary income is Rs 2,465,750. Mention total on main answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Calculate taxable income. Now we need a rate of tax. Tax rates are given in exam. Therefore no need to memorize these tables. Fourth slab is applicable here. Using this tax slab make your working. Tax imposed comes to Rs 178,150. Recall withholding tax amount mentioned in question. Multiply Rs 7,000 with number of months of service. Total withholding tax comes to Rs 63,000. Mention it in your answer format. Find out tax demand. Tax demand is Rs 115,150. Congratulations! You did it! Your answer is complete now. You can ask your questions in comments section. See you all in our next video.